Welcome back. There's a new exhibition opening at the Buffalo Art Studio tonight that you won't want to miss. And I'm joined now by Sydney and Yosef with more details on what you'll be able to see on the gallery walls. Welcome, you two. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Yosef, I'll talk to you first. Tell us about how long you've been part of Buffalo Art Studio.
I came in 2018, but I was part of the Buffalo Art Studio before, because every time I was contributing with my art to 5x5 shows or other venues.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's talk a little bit about the inspiration behind your work. You brought in some parts of it, and what you try to tackle with the story behind your work.
Well, my new exhibit, the Buffalo Art Studio, it's related to my father, who recently passed away, and it's somehow like dedication to his work and his talent, and I admire him for all his life, and I just feel like I need to do this.
Yeah.
And he was tailor. He did his amazing work, and one day when I was sitting next to him, I realized we have so much common.
Yeah. So your dad was also an artist?
He was tailor in Slovakia. I'm from Slovakia.
Okay.
And so he just was amazing person, and beloved, the community. I could say tailor, because he was working on so many different projects for the public. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the different materials that you've used. I know you did mixed media for your work in this exhibition. My entire work is basically from recycled material. Wow.
And what I brought from his work, his workshop, were buttons, for example, and other material, fabrics, which I use for that show.
Okay, very cool. We're seeing buttons and hangers and stuff, and we're really understanding now that this is all an ode to your father, so that's really beautiful. Sydney, tell us more about the Buffalo Art Studio and how you support artists like Yosef.
Yeah, so Buffalo Art Studio is a 20,000 square foot not-for-profit art center. We basically have a three-pronged mission. So we offer affordable education classes for both youth and adults. We have contemporary exhibitions. We usually have about 10 exhibitions a year. And then we have subsidized and accessible studio space for artists like Yosef. So like Yosef said, he's been a studio artist with us since 2018, but we have 30 studio artists that rent directly from us, and they have 24-hour access to the building. They can use us as resources. So we help them find grants, we help them join markets or find jobs, and just opportunities to help them, get paid a little bit.
Yeah. Let's get into the details about this opening reception happening tonight.
Yeah, so tonight is M&T Fourth Friday. We have a Fourth Friday 10 out of the 12 months a year. With the exception of December, we have the first Saturday. So we have extended hours from 5 to 8 p.m. We have a donation-based bar, some light refreshments, and then an artist talk at 6 p.m. So tonight's the opening for Yosef, but we also have 2 other exhibitions on display that opened in August. So all 3 galleries have art in them, plus you can walk through the studio space as well.
And like we mentioned, this is all completely free, right?
Yes.
Why is that important to the mission of BAS?
It's so important to have free and accessible access to art. Art is for everyone. You don't need to have a lot of money to have access to art. So we really believe that, Buffalo Art Studio, our tagline is art is for the community, community for artists. So we're free and open to the public 5 days a week. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturdays from 10 to 2. And we really just want people to come in, whether it's to get inspired, to inspire your own art practice, just to be an audience member, to ask questions, art is for everyone. So we just think that's really important, and we want you to come on by.
Yosef, how long did it take you to work on all of the pieces for this exhibition?
I started working on the show last year because I received a New York State Artist Grant, which was exciting.
Yeah.
And I started this completely different project for my show. And but when my father passed away, I decided to change a little bit my whole show, and that's why there are also other different items in the shows. Like you mentioned hangers, for example. So those hangers I got from the local dress shop. A friend of mine, she called me and she said, hey, Josef, I have so many material here for you, so if you would like to come, just go and grab this. So I did this, and now become the major piece actually of the show.
Really cool.
I mentioned button a bit before, that I brought from Europe, from Slovakia, when my dad passed away. And when I went through his tailoring shop, I realized like this is the material which I definitely need to use for the project. And in the piece which is at the show, there are two pieces. I use buttons. In one piece is over like 1,500 buttons. Wow. Really colorful. That piece, I could say, helped me to go through sort of like grief, and like just do some kind of meditation for me to work on the piece. To heal, yeah. Right. And I feel so good. I met my father many times in April and May. I was teaching in Europe, in Bratislava, in Slovakia. I got my Fulbright fellowship, and I was part of the teaching process there at the time. So I was able to see him, spend time with him. And when I came back 3 weeks later, when I came back to US 3 weeks later, I get no memo like he's in hospital. So I was going back, but I feel good. I spent time with him. We had a chance to talk. We had a chance to interact together, have breakfast together, for example. And, that was wonderful.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your work. Viewers, if you want to learn more about this opening reception and all the different ways you can support the Buffalo Art Studio or our local artists, just visit their website, buffaloartstudio.org. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.